At this time. I started the recording. I didn't fuck up. I got it this time. Let's begin. I'm gonna open a bunch of links to start. Hopefully my memory does not scream at me. I'm already feeling the lag. All right, we'll stop it there. Let's not blast it too hard with the links. Also, before I start, I was having a funny conversation with my dad earlier today, and he's really excited that I do this YouTube thing. And we were having the conversation of like, hey, you should get your audience to like, you should ask your audience to like your streams more. Like, you know, the whole like and subscribe thing. I've never been someone to do that because I feel like it's e-begging for attention. Like, oh, like my stream, comment on my shit. You know, I don't like doing that, but at his request, I will start asking for people to like my stream. Simply because it takes half a second, and if you do want to support me, then just like the stream. It helps. So it helps with visibility. It takes no time, it's free, all that jazz. So because my dad asked me to do it, so I will start asking for people to do this. So thank you if you decide to like my stream. Anyways, hammered out. So, is this meant to be based on Jimmy Jam, or is it just like a basic grid blueprint kind of looking thing? I like the colors. I really okay, so here's something I really enjoy about some war paints. I like it when you work with a lot of muted colors, but then you throw a little splash of a brighter color in there. That kind of contrast tends to work really nicely for skins. This one handles that pretty well. The thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that every texture is a grid, and I think that makes it pretty noisy. I think you could have gotten away with just making the steel like a normal flat steel plate texture, because when you have 3 different textures, all with grids, and I assume this is going to be orientation locked. I think that's your plan. I assume it's going to be. But on the off chance that this is not going to happen, then you're going to have 3 grid patterns all at different angles, crisscrossing in every which way, which gets really busy and messy. So I think if you're going to do the grid pattern, maybe just have it on the team colored part, on the red and blue texture, and then just have a metal texture for the steel and a metal texture for the gold, the brass. I do think the gold, like you have like this gradient going on here. I don't know, like when it gets blown up onto the weapon model itself, it seems fine. But I think you might need to desaturate it just a little bit. It's orientation lock base? Okay, cool, yeah. So if it's orientation lock, fine, but I still think you need to remove the grid pattern off at least the steel. I don't think it's needed on the steel. And also maybe tone down the saturation on the gold by just a little bit. It's a hair, and I mean like a hair too bright. Like maybe throw some like pitted like oxidation stains on there, like make it a bit more gritty. Then I think you got something that it's like, don't get me wrong, this is already really good. Okay, this is already like an 8 out of 10, but you could go just a little bit a little bit further to make this really solid. And the in-game screenshots are like, this is a clean skin, but I don't like the full, like if you're going for the dev texture, I see you're doing that, then maybe only keep the grid on the silver and then remove the grid on the team colored part. Because yeah, if this is dev texture, then remove the gridding on the red blue instead. Yes. You're asking for too much. Here's $10 instead. Thank you, I appreciate that. Whoa, this is old. Holy shit. Wow. Man, where'd you dig this up? Holy fuck, it's from 2017. It's like a Wildberry Pop-Tart on a gun. My god. I don't think I need to say much about this one. Oh my Jesus. Woo! Yeah. I'm gonna say no thanks on this one. To try and give some actual critique on this one, avoid highly saturated colors like this, especially ones that aren't in TF2's palette. They really stick out like a sore thumb and contrast in a horrific way with the rest of the game. It just doesn't look good. And also, when you have, like, it's like you went with paint splatters and then you just mirrored the texture 2 times, so you end up getting these really weird seams. It's a kind of a dud, and it's not good. I'm gonna move on. So, this is interesting. I don't know if this is meant to be referencing something, but it looks like it's from Half-Life. The texture quality is really low. Like, what? Is this referencing something? I don't know if this is referencing something. It does look like a Bionicle. It does. It really does. I don't know what Dirty Clinker is, but this is obviously referencing something that I don't know. It looks cool, but it looks like it's an asset from a completely different game. Probably not a good idea to put this in TF2. I mean, the concept of a metal robot head is fine. It's been executed a couple of times in TF2, and it looks acceptable, but that's not good. It's not good as an official item. Yeah, it's cool, but it's not for TF2. It's really not. Yeah. The Half-Life 2 beta, yeah, a little bit. It reminds me of Tarago Duma. It reminds me of Tarago Duma from 2004 Bionicle, you know. That's what this reminds me of, especially the red. It reminds me of a Bionicle. So, back to the glue sniffing on this one. Oh lord. Leapfrog. Okay. This is quaint. This one I've seen before. I think the creator sent me this one. I think he did. Yeah, I like this one. If you're gonna handle green in TF2, the way to do it is to keep the green muted. Don't have it be too saturated, because green is something that rarely works in TF2. Like, when you see green in TF2, this is what it amounts to. Patches of grass, maybe a couple of trees. The majority of what you're looking at in TF2 is either neutral tones or neutral or like washed out team colored tones, right? If you're gonna handle green, this is the best way to do it. I don't think I like the darker texture. I feel like this could be just not, like, dark green is odd and doesn't look super great in TF2. Like a washed out lighter green is okay. Like, military green's fine, but it doesn't translate that well to a weapon model. I don't know. I like I'm assuming this is meant to be like wood. I like the wood texture a lot. I like the light green texture a lot. I'm not a fan of the dark green so much. What could you do instead of dark green? I guess it's meant to be like the frog's eyes. Because, like, you have the light green of the lily pad, so what could you do instead? I mean, you could do something cute. I wonder what would happen if you tried to make it blue, like water. Maybe, I think silver or gray wouldn't look super hot on this either. Couple donations. Hi, just joined the stream. Hope you're doing well, Zez. Have I heard about Johnny Somali officially getting convicted in South Korea court? I hope he never leaves prison. I hope he stays there forever. Keep that fucking goblin off the street. It's a still image and I already feel like I'm having a seizure. Oh, there you go. Like, maybe a really washed, maybe like a light, yeah, light brown could work. Like a light brown. Light brown would be good too. I could see that working. I think the light green's fine. I think the tan is fine. I think a different color for the dark green. But on the knife, it doesn't look too bad. Ah, this is tricky. As it is, even as is, I think it's fine. Like, if they were to put this in game, this is still better than 90% of the war paints we have. Don't get me wrong. It's just something about the dark green that bugs me. Yeah, wood grain. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just fine. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. I'll just say yes. I think it's fine. I've seen this one before. I've seen this one. The charm of old school workshop submissions from 2013. Oh my god. Okay, funny story. When I was in middle school, drawing, like, in middle school, people would give each other, like, Sharpie tattoos. That's just something, like the kids still do that? I don't know if kids still do that. But, like, we'd give each other Sharpie tattoos. And a friend of mine is an artist. and he would draw Sharpie tattoos on like people's legs and thighs and what have you. It was really fun. And then one day, I vividly remember doing like a bit for like a school, like it was like a class project where we had to put like on a skit or a play. And I asked if, hey, draw a fucking Sharpie mustache on me. And at the moment, we thought it was a good idea, but we forgot it was permanent marker. So when I walked in, like the initial reaction of the teacher was like, oh yeah, it's so funny. And then she realized it was Sharpie and got like really distraught. Because like, you have to go wash that off, but it doesn't wash off. And so for the rest of like the week, I had a Sharpie stain of a mustache on my upper lip. So yeah, don't put Sharpie where it can be seen. Yeah. No, it was like a curly mustache. It wasn't like a Hitler mustache. It was like a long, you know, curly mustache, but still funny. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. So, way too saturated. That's the main problem. If you're gonna do flat white and flat black, you really need to desaturate the shit out of them. The hot pink wear is a bit much. It's referencing something. I don't know what it's referencing. It's just not good. I don't know how to improve this. Femboy bait? Yeah, kind of. Oh my god, it looks like it got dipped in candy. This looks like candy. You made a candy gun. It's just not really appropriate for TF2 to have a giant pink blob. Like, we already have this, don't get me wrong. We just don't need more of it. We already have hot pink paint. We don't need hot pink war paints. It's too much. I like it. I don't. It's not appropriate for the game. It's really not. Pepto-plastered. Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate for TF2. Yeah, if you're gonna have a bright, saturated element, it needs to be a very small part of the overall composition. Otherwise, this is the result, and it's gonna look really bad in-game. Like, so like, what's funny about a lot of this, here's a pet peeve of mine with these, and I say this I said this often back when I was doing these. If you're gonna show off a war paint, take screenshots of it in-game, just so people can see how it looks. If they took a screenshot of this in-game with, like, just bad water as the background, it looks like a missing texture. It does, it looks like a missing texture. Oh god, it's just not appropriate. It's just not appropriate for the game, I don't know what else to say. Gunmans, here we go. Camo, a nice, simple camo war paint, here we go. So this is taking what I said earlier about having a bright element on there, then having that make up a smaller portion of the overall composition. This looks nice. I love the camo texture, all the colors on this are really good. It's just a nice, simple war paint. Nice, simple camo war paint. It looks really good. So like, something that irks me is we don't have that many good camo skins in the game. Like we have the Concealed Killer collection, which has a few decent ones. But Backwoods Boomstick and Woodland Warrior, I don't particularly like the patterns on those. And Backwoods Boomstick especially is very bright. I think it's almost to the point where it's ugly. Night Owl is good, the Sudden Flurry is really good, and like the Night Terror, those all use the same textures and colors, so those are fine. But, and then you go over to the Warbird collection where you have the Blitzkrieg skins. Like, I love the Blitzkrieg skins, I just hate the camo texture, because the contrast between the light and the dark just looks really bad, and the green they threw on there, like if the green was a gray, that would look a lot better. And then, yes, and then in recent history, in recent times, we have Warborn and Gobi Glazed. Those are both really good. And also, like Stealth Specialist, which isn't technically camo, but it's still like the same colors. Those look really good. This one more or less pushes to what I think the Blitzkrieg skin should have done, where it stuck with a lot of the colors that are in the same palette and then had one bright element. So these are just grays and blacks, but then with like a pop of yellow. That looks good. The Blitzkrieg skins could have stuck with, you know, the washed out gray blues and then had like a brighter, and then like maybe a black, and then had like a bright, you know, a brighter color pop in there. But the overall composition of Blitzkrieg is like just, not so great. Yeah, this one just does Blitzkrieg, but a lot better, and it's on a war paint, so you can have it on more weapons. And in game, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, take some screenshots in game so we can see what this looks like. This is just really simple and clean. It's a good skin. I would love to see this added immediately. Very good work. It's good shit. Bamboozled. Another green skin. Here we go. I like the dark green on this one more. And I think it's because it's broken up. So they took the one of the camo textures from the Concealed Killer collection and did a color swap on it, which is cool. I like seeing that. The rest of the texture work is very good. I dig it. Yeah, I think that helps. The dark green has been broken up by areas of slightly different shade. Yeah, see here? I think that helps it look a lot better instead of it just being a solid color. I like that a lot more for a dark green. Quite a bit, actually. I like that they gridded the bamboo looks gridded, but it's just the rings that form in the bamboo. Looks very awesome. This is actually really good. I've seen this one before too. This one's really good. Or rather, I think I saw this one in the previous one of the lily pad I had not seen, but because they look so similar, I thought I had seen it before, but either way, this one looks a lot nicer. This one looks a lot nicer. I think I like this one a lot more than the other one. I dig it. This one is very well done. Unfortunately, this one does use a custom base, so it's never going to get put in game, which is a crying shame. I wish Valve would just not do that. Like, it's not that hard to put a war paint with custom code in the game. Just do that more often, and we can get better skins, please. But they just don't. Oh, it's a collection. This confused me for a second. Ariel. Okay. I feel like you can scale down. Thing is, you're at the mercy of random scaling. I know that too. The checkered pattern doesn't look very good. The colors are great, but the checkered pattern is off. The checkered pattern is off. The way it's scaled, again, you're at the mercy of random scaling on depending on what base you use, so, which sucks. So on some skins, it's gonna look fine, but on others, it's gonna blow up and be really big. Like, Perhaps instead of having it be stripes, just have the whole thing be a grid, so you don't get these empty spaces in between your stripes, and so you get more of the grid. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is, like, you're just gonna get a couple of squares and then a bunch of empty space, which looks weird. I think if you filled in this whole texture with the squares and have the full grid, then that would look a lot nicer than what you have now. With that, I think that would be good enough. How to kill weapon recognition? I mean, you're not wrong, but I am actually curious as to how many times people have been fooled by a skin and they thought it was a different gun. I wonder how often that happens. It probably does happen, but I want data on that. Like, of course, it's not a representative sample, but like, how many of you have been fooled by a skin and thought it was a different weapon? Like, just say yes or no. I'm curious to see if that's happened. Like, the only instances where I can really see this happening is with the jumper weapons, but we don't really have any orange skins. So it's not that much of an issue. And then maybe with something like in this case, it'd be the airstrike, right? Thankfully, we have weapon silhouettes that, you know, mitigate that enough. And at a glance, sure, it probably would throw people off. I can see it being a problem in some cases, but I think most of the time it doesn't happen. And yeah, we have different sounds too. Like, ever since Valve threw in different weapon sounds, that also helps with weapon recognition, so. I remember running away from a soldier because I thought his bonk varnished rocket launcher was him being crit boosted. Yeah, I can actually see that. Honestly, like, at a glance, if you look at something like bonk varnish, they do look crit boosted. That's a good point. But like, for a new player playing the game, right? Like, for a new player playing the game, who's only been playing for a few hours, They at that point in time, they know what being crit boosted looks like. And then they come across someone using bonk varnish, they'll go, oh fuck! You know, like they'll get thrown off guard for a second, then they'll realize, oh shit, that's a skin. It's not something that should happen. I'm not condoning this, and bonk varnished is a terrible skin through and through. But it's not good. It should not happen at all. It should not happen at all. I don't see it being a problem here though. I genuinely don't. Not with this skin anyway. Anyways, fill out the whole texture with grid, and then I think that's really the only change you need to make. Though I do think, because like the minigun bugs me because it's just green. It's just a big blob of green, and it makes me wonder if a different base wouldn't be better for this one. Maybe experiment with different bases as well and see what that yields, because on some it just looks kind of bad. Like just the minigun bugs me. Like for me, a good litmus test for a good skin is like, does it look good on all of the stock weapons? If it does, you're probably fine. Whoa, that's intense. There's a lot going on with this one. Holy fuck. Okay. Whoa. Alright. So, conceptually, really cool. This looks awesome. It does. Colors are great. Concept is great. I don't like... you went too minty. You went too minty! No! Bring it back more to blue. I don't like the mint... I know it's like racing green. I know it's like the racing green, but bring it back to more of a blue hue. I don't like the mint green. That bugs me. That's just a pet peeve of mine. I'm sure that for most people that they don't care. But that's just my own personal preference. I think where this war paint falls short is this grid on the front. Well, it's not a war paint. It's a custom map skin. It's a UV map skin for just the scattergun. So when it comes to skins like these, when you're making 3D elements don't look really good in TF2 in general. The way the game creates depth is with a lot of 2D shapes. Like there's no beveled edges. There's no, really there's no beveled edges. And like you have these beveled edges here where it looks like you have inset areas on here. Generally, the best way to go about doing something like this is to make it flat. Like have flat sticker-like pictures for a vent and then have it repeat that. As soon as you start trying to create depth with it, it looks kind of odd. That's like the one thing that bugs me about it, is that I think if you just adjust the gridding on this, and also, I mean, it's a little much. Like, it's a little much to have these giant vents on the side of the scattergun. I want them to be smaller, and honestly, I want them to be on the barrel. Like, I want them to be here. Like, I want just one small one on the side, and then keep the front part of it clean and fully silver. I think that would look nicer. And then the number on the side is fine. Like, the 25 on the side is fine. And I like the custom wear. The custom wear is really cool. But I think the vent would look a lot better on the side of the gun than on the barrel. Or the drum, rather, not the barrel. It would look better on the drum and not the barrel. Yeah. That's about it. Otherwise, it's really cool. Like, here we go. Like, this is what I mean by muting your whites. If you're gonna do flat white, don't do fully saturated. Because if you do fully saturated, it just blinds your eyes and looks really bad into you. You have to mute it at least a little bit. So, there have been many racer skins, right? There have been many racer skins put on the workshop. This is a cool one. It's pretty well done. I just don't like the vents. I want the vents to be smaller and I want them to be on the drum. I think it looked nicer there. No, see, he doesn't show what it looks like on different weapons because this is specifically made for the scattergun. You know, like how old skins used to be, where it was just a specific weapon model with a texture pattern, which is, in my opinion, a better system than war paints because war paints cause a lot of bloat. But it's cool. I dig it. Argyle Aristocrat. I could have sworn I've seen this one before. Also, I think this just uses the unused textures from the Gentleman's Collection? If I'm remembering correctly, I'm gonna check. Hang on, I'm gonna check. Materials... Like, it's fine if he uses, like, don't get me wrong, it's fine if he uses those textures. I'm not dogging him for it. I'm just refreshing my memory. Sig... Is it this one? It's got the... Wrong one. No, it looks like it's not using these. It looks like it's from the is it the same pattern as the socks from Scout? I think. I'm not sure. Either way, it looks good. I like it. I think the scaling might be a tad small. Maybe a little bit. I think this would benefit from being scaled up a little bit. Not much, but like when you get down to the smaller weapon models like the SMG here, I think it shrinks down too much and starts to look noisy. Like you start losing out on the smaller details in the texture, like the finer lines. So this would benefit from being scaled up a little bit. I love the plaid. The plaid looks awesome. The leather brown looks awesome. Beyond that, this is a really cool skin. Like it's very well done. This is fine. I just think you need to scale this up a little bit because when you have a repeating pattern like this and you scale it down too much, it gets too noisy. So scale it up, and there you go. That's about it. Nice skin. Even as is, I think it's fine. Old computer. Why do I feel like I've seen this one before? Or I've seen something very similar to this one. I feel like I've seen one very similar to this one. See, here we go. This is what I mean by the vents, right? If you're having vents like these, they look a lot better when they're smaller on your gun. And also, you don't get too much of like that 3D beveled element. And like, same here, right? Like, you don't have a lot of this beveled element. It's just 2D assets arranged in such a way that it creates the illusion of depth without actually making it look too 3D. Because again, everything in TF2 is meant to look like it's painted and not actually modeled to be three-dimensional. Textures, I mean. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is good. This is good on that front. Colors are great. Colors are good. I love the primary texture a lot. I thought the sticker is fine. Like, I understand what it's going for. It's meant to be an old computer. I get that. I think it's fine. I think it's cool. I think it's well done. Is that part of the sticker? I guess it is. I don't know if you need that. I don't know if you need the paint chips. Like the chipped gray bits around the sticker. I don't know if that's a necessary detail. I feel like you already have enough small details in your painterly textures that get enough of like that scuffed look to it. I don't know if you need those around the sticker. It's a very minor nitpick. It's a very minor nitpick. And no, and also I agree. I think it'd be fine without the sticker. I think it would look good. I think it would look better without the sticker. But even with the sticker, it's not. I'm not offended by it. I am not offended by the presence of the sticker. Yeah, see, he just made these vents and he incorporated them into the actual texture. Okay, yeah, so they are part of the sticker. I don't know if we need these paint chips, like the chipped gray bits of the sticker on here. I don't think that's necessary. Other than that, I think it's fine. It's pretty cool. This would have been such a good idea, but the extra details kind of ruin it. Yeah, it's almost too noisy. It's almost too noisy. Almost. So I think you could tone down on something here and there. I think part of it, let me go back to the textures. I think part of it is you tried to get too much of like the missing paint on the edges. I think if you cut the amount of missing paint on this texture by like half, right? That removes a little bit of the visual noise. And then I think if you removed like the chipped paint around the sticker, that removes a little more visual noise. Because if you're gonna get this in higher wears, then you're gonna get that you're gonna achieve the worn down look more because, you know, wears, what have you. And then in factory new, it would look a lot cleaner. And then maybe remove a couple of the spots here and there, like these lighter bits on the brown. They're not really necessary. It would just clean things up a little bit. Yeah, I think just removing a few of the extra smaller details here would clean this up just a little bit, and then it would be like 100% solid. Again, these are very minor nitpicks. These are very minor nitpicks, but like it's like a 7 out of 10, but you could get it to like a 9 or a 10 by just cleaning things up a little bit, just a little bit. Not much. Very, very slight changes. I think the sticker is meant to be like a disc reader. I could be wrong. Universally United. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not terrible. Yeah, Combine, but I like the purple, honestly. I think in terms of the colors, they nailed the shades pretty well on the blue skin. I don't know if I like the copper so much. I feel like it's a little too saturated. I would have liked to have seen more than just one in-game screenshot with like 0 lighting. I would have liked to have seen like, how does this look on a normal map? I've seen a lot worse, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen way worse than this one, but it leaves a little something to be desired. Take away the sticker and it's a good war paint? Yeah, I don't think the sticker's needed to. I mean, like, a reference is fine, the sticker is fine, but you need a little something for this one. Having all metal textures it's fine, but I think you need a little something to break this up. Maybe throw on, like, leather grips as a texture, and then experiment with a different base. Maybe that, you know? Like, keep it, like, the same kind of grayish brown for both of them. That could help. Maybe. It's just okay. It's just okay. It's not bad. It's just okay. It's clean, it's simple, but I think it needs a little something. The logo could be washed out a bit more. Yeah, it could be washed out a bit more. It is kind of flat, isn't it? It's flat, it's pretty bright. Like, it could look more like a worn out stencil on the gun. I think that would help it too, because it does pop pretty sharply. Yeah, maybe wear down the emblem a bit. That could help. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I would have liked when you get down to it looks better with higher wear because it breaks down the mostly flat textures too. That's why I say it needs like a maybe add like a grid pattern, like metal plates, something to break it up. Something to break it up. Maybe on the primary color texture, add some metal plates on there, something just to put something on there to look at, you know? Maybe a little bit darker with some scratches. I mean, if you get the scratches on the wear, I don't think it needs scratches on the base textures. I think it just needs something in the pattern that breaks it up a little bit. Metal plates or something. Here we go, something that's not a war paint. The Tough Stuff. Very, very, very old item. Made in 2014, updated in 2017. Holy pockets, holy straps, and holy ankles. Inshallah. Please cover those up. Oof, you're getting me hot and bothered, Demo Man. Jesus Christ, cover those damn legs up. Not in my country. Anyway. I'm assuming this is a set? We have the Merc. Oh, this is where the fucking razor cut comes from. I didn't know that. Cool. This is where the razor cut's from. Cool. I never knew that. So here's the full set. Fascinating. Let's take a quick peek at what we have. Shoes. Kind of cool, actually. It actually reminds me of my character because that's what her pants look like. She has the straps down off to the side. Awesome. I like the pants. These are actually decently modeled shoes. Like, they don't look too bad. Like, every time I see differently modeled shoes, they tend to look really bad because they have to model over the existing geometry. So, these don't look half bad. It really doesn't. Like, it does not look half bad for modeled shoes. These are pretty good pants, honestly. And I like the stick of dynamite sticking out the back. These are pretty good. And then the Rebel Rag. This is just it's a little big. It's a little big, and having having that much real estate paintable. You could have made it like, I think the what's the all class one called? The all class, why can't I remember the name of these fucking things? Bandana, that's it. The Bruiser's bandana. Like, the all-class bandana looks really good as is. It's like just the perfect size. This one gets to be a little too big. It's a bit too big, so not a fan of this one. And then we have the shirt, which is the tough stuff. So, let's see. Adds a couple of pockets. Rolls up the sleeves. The gloves are a bit chunky. Look at his fucking little baby hands. Look at that girthy fucking thumb. Look at these fingers, dude. Whoa. Check that out. He got stung by a bee. Holy fuck. Man. Those are some meaty fucking hands. See, that's what I mean about modeling over the existing geometry. That's when you start to get results that, look pretty bad. This is pretty bad. I like the shirt. The pocket details are fine. I'm assuming they're paintable because they have to be. That's a minor paintable detail. That's acceptable. But the gloves look really, really bad. Holy fuck. You see that? Oh my god. He's got like webbed fingers, dude. Look how fucking... I can't get over this. It's like he stuck his hands trying to get honey. It's like Winnie the Pooh sticking his hands in a beehive, getting stung a million times. Got puffy hands. Holy shit. Oh, man. The hands look really bad. Other than that, it's fine, but Jesus fuck the hands. Oh, God, you got these fucking meat hooks. Holy lord. Moving on. Cold Killer. I get it. Cold Killer. It's a play on words. I like it. Themed after... I guess it's themed after Foundry, which is fine. That's fine. It's, I'd like a little more in terms of your showcases here. It's a bit flat. I think your texture work's a bit flat. It needs something on the texture because this just looks like flat gray. Yeah, the flat gray doesn't look super good. I think you need to just use like a painterly texture in there. Bring a painterly texture on there just to break it up a little bit. The tan is fine. The lighter like stripes are fine. That's good too. But I think you need something on your main textures to break it up. I think the Jenkins Cole, is that just a piece of signage from the game? I think it is. I could be wrong, but I think that's just one of the textures from the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's fine if it is, but... yeah, it's also fuzzy. See that? It's fuzzy. I think you need to work on your textures a bit more and, give them a little more something. It's a piece of signage? I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, maybe add some dark spots. Again, using those painterly textures that are just kind of like any of these, right? Any of these are good to work with. Like you have these solids to work with. Like any of these are useful. Like that one, this one. Like these have like the painterly style that breaks up the solid color a lot. Just using something like these and just doing a hue shift. These would be better to use. Like this one has the scratches baked into it. Just something to break it up. Something to break it up. What's this one again? Yeah, just something. Just something. Yeah, it could be really good with a little more work. I think it needs a little more time in the oven. A little more... whoa. Like, okay, so... on your promos... I can't see half of the fucking cosmetic because of the background you chose. So that's already a step in the wrong direction. It's just more bonk slapped on Scout's model. Yeah. It sucks. I don't know what else to tell you. It just sucks. Like I think we should have stopped at the hat. Right? We should have stopped at the bonk helm. Should have stopped there. That was as far as the joke should have been taken, and we should have left it at that. That's a bit much. Just more cans slapped over Scout's body. Yeah, the bonk cooler is fine, I suppose. That one's also okay, but it should have stopped there. You're taking it too far now. We have like the ball cap and the glasses and the war paint. It's a lot. It's a lot. Of course, Madcap, can't have one of these streams without that fucking thing showing up. Lost and found claim ticket. If I'm remembering correctly, this is just the conceptual thing. Yeah, it restores lost achievement items. So if you deleted something, or if you crafted them into a hat, I guess, then you can get your achievement items back. So it's a fine idea, but also I feel like this would just encourage people to farm achievement items and they can keep crafting refined metal over and over again and crafting them into hats. They're not going to be tradable, but you'd have to find some way so this couldn't be abused, right? Because if you could just regenerate all of your achievement items with a ticket, then you could just keep crafting them down over and over again and making a whole bunch of free hats that you'll never have to buy any. So naturally, this is antithetical to what Valve wants. They don't want you being able to craft infinite free hats. It says don't make it craftable. Okay, so long as you don't make the whatever items you generate craftable, then that's fine. I don't see an issue with it. But something else, and this is something that people have fought me over, and hopefully I can articulate this well in my next video, or the video that's going to come after. So something that's always bothered me about TF2, even when I started playing, is that functionally unique weapons are either paywalled, or you have to just wait for them to appear in your inventory, or you have to do achievements to get them. Personally, I don't like that. I think all functionally unique weapons should be available the moment you boot up the game, because I just don't think that's fair. Like, I don't think that's appropriate to have functionally different items locked behind something. You should have access to these things immediately. In a PvP game. In PvE, like Deep Rock Galactic, like, it makes more sense to have, like, that progression-based system. But in Team Fortress 2, it's not a good idea. It should not be that way. Right? Especially when you have certain unlocks that are just objectively better than stock in every way, like the Jag, or, well, really something like the Jag, right? So, the idea that I had in mind, so it's not overwhelming for new players, is, like, the way it would work is, you have all the vanilla weapons in the game just fine, but then the way they set this up with the contractor is like, oh, you have a contracts drawer with all of the unlocks for each of the classes, and then, like, at your own pace, you can go through the contracts, like, hey, this is the black box contract. You can get your free, non-tradable, non-craftable black box that's just part of your inventory forever, right? You get your black box, you can finish the contract, so you try it out, and then at the end, you get, like, a craft hat or something, right? Just something to encourage actually doing the contract, and then finishing it, and then getting used to the new item, and then you can do all of them at your own pace. You don't have to wait for the items to be dropped. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to craft them, right? So everything's just there. And if you don't want to do the contract, you just get the item anyway. Like, if you just want to make a brand new account, you can just click on the contract, get the items you already know how to use, and then just play with them. Like, you don't have to buy items or craft them or what have you. Like, that, I think that just should be the way it is. So. And see, like, people are getting mad at me now. It's like people are like saying, no, it's fine that these things are paywalled and you don't have access to functionally unique items the moment you open the game in a PvP game. No, it's totally fine. Like, to me, it's fucked up. I don't get that. I don't get it. Like, I think, and like, that's also like a really fun way to get new players to interact with more areas of the game, right? It's like, hey, you have all these weapons, you know, come try them out. Here's a little goal that you can work towards. It's like a really cool thing, you know, here, play with these other things, right? It's a very nice way to ease new players into playing with a new item, because right now, the game tells them nothing about how any unlocks work, aside from item descriptions, and then just going and playing with them, right? Which, let's face it, in modern times is not friendly to new players. Like, back in the day, that was the norm. Like, back in the day, you had to do these things. But now that games have become increasingly more and more complex, we now have the ability, thanks to higher storage space on computers, and just more processing power in general, to, like, tell people how to use these things. Like, very basic introductions or, like, little guides, like, and that's why I think contracts are a good way to do it. Like, here's your contract, like, here's the black box. Oh, what does the black box do? The description says if I shoot someone, I get health. That's cool, I guess, but the contract says, like, heal 50 health in 1 life. You know, that, or, like, survive X amount of time with the black box, things like that. Like, just, like, here, like, ways of telling people to interact with the item, like, oh, that's the potential of this item, that's how it works. Like, I just think it's a good idea. This is something I'll flesh out a lot more in my next video, hopefully, and guaranteed someone's gonna steal this idea and make a video on it now that I've said it. If it hasn't already been done. Nothing new under the sun. But, yeah. Side tangent. Side tangent. It looks like Lego hair. It looks like Lego hair. I mean, it does. I don't know what else to say. I mean, style-wise, it's fine. The modeling work leaves a little something to be desired. Yeah, the modeling is a little half-baked. Just a little bit. Yeah, heavy, I mean, heavy with hair is fine. I don't think anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but the modeling work does leave something to be desired, for sure. It needs a little something. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Then the modeling work needs a little something. I think it's fine for heavy. I think heavy with hair is fine. Like conceptually, it's okay. Just the execution, it leaves a little something to be desired. It looks like a piece of plastic was plopped on. It's Lego hair. It's just Lego hair. Third degree contract. Kill 10 medics via hitting their heal target. Maybe just one. You have to think about these contracts being for brand new players, or just how about hit a medic through his healing target? It's a tall order for a new player, you know what I mean? It is a tall order. Not so great hair. Low rollers, I have seen this one before. I've seen it, and I've liked it before, yeah, so it looks like it was updated. I don't remember what was different about the previous version, but I don't know, conceptually it's cute. It's the poor man's gun instead of the rich man's gun. You know, it takes the high roller skins but turns it on its head. Like it's been drawn on. Need money. Ha. It's funny. It's cute. It's a cute idea. It looks good. I like it. It would be fire on the beggar's bazooka. Yeah, it would. Yeah, put this on the beggars. Yeah, model this to the beggars, and then you got a real banger there because it's just a gun put together with a bunch of other pieces of gun, and it's a cheap imitation of the high rollers. High roller, if it was honest about the odds. Don't gamble, kids. The house always wins. Generally, not a good idea. All right, we need some more links here. It's like all war paints. It's all war paints. Send me hats, damn it. I want hats and taunts and unusual effects. Give me other things. Side note, Wheezy's dating advice is awful. Yeah, don't... Yeah, I tried. This is Tangent Day. I'm sorry, this is Tangent Day, but we're having fun. I learned my lesson. So Wheezy suggested that I put the fact I was a YouTuber. I didn't say what I do videos about. I didn't share my name. I just took a picture of the plaque and censored out my name. I put that on my profile, like, hey, I do YouTube videos too. And the number of matches went from about, 2 to 3 a week to 0. It got worse. It got worse. People lost interest. It's like, okay, yeah, not a good thing. Let's walk that back. People lost interest. It's like, ugh. Like maybe if I was 20, sure. But like a 30-year-old, like it's like, oh, this fucking 30-year-old makes YouTube videos. Like, oh, okay, let's avoid this. Flex my height in my bio. I do. I say my height. I tell them my profession. I am college educated. I shower. I exercise. I hide this. Like this is not in my profile. Like I don't say that I'm into this shit. Like I say my hobbies are being outside and hiking and running. None of this is here. I guess I'm just fucked. I don't know what to do. I'm fucked. It's just that's the way God made me, I guess. The shower, setting the bar high? Yeah, I'm setting the bar high, I guess. A little too high. Fuck, I'm out of water. I need more water. Probably shouldn't have a protein shake today, because I already had too much food. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. I'm thirsty. Give me a second. Okay. I have returned. The fucking Gregnants are flowing in. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes. Oh my god, guys. Jesus. Next time, have your profile pic be your Fumo. I could do. Hey, when was the last time y'all had one of these? I had some of these in my fridge. To be honest, these days anime figurines might help. No, not really. As a woman myself, I think that's on the women. They're missing out. Maybe? I don't know. I just gotta keep trying, I guess. When was the last time y'all had one of these? Fresca. The grapefruit soda water. It's 0 calorie, but it's got, like, you know, the artificial sweetener in it. Ad hoc would expose the real player count? I think anyone who's paying attention knows that TF2's real player count is a lot lower than what Steam charts say. Yep, artificial sweetener, but fuck, it tastes good. Yep, that's good. Tasty shit. It's fake sugar, but it tastes good. Having these sparingly, like it's probably the first one I've had in a long time. First one I've had in a long time, but it's good. Anyways, exiguous ember. That's not a word I've heard before. What does that mean? Exiguous. Very small in size or amount. I learned a new word today. Exiguous ember. It's got embers. This looks really cool. Let's see with higher wear, because I assume that's where the embers come in, with your higher wears. There we go. Hey, that's pretty cool, actually. I like that a lot. That's clean. Like if you're gonna do the brighter wear underneath the darker texture, this is an appropriate way of doing it where it's just a little bit, not too much. Like, for example, the, I'm gonna have to start my game for this one to show you. But, oh my god, what's it called? Are we back? Are we good? Like Ghoul Blaster, for example, is a war paint that does this. Yeah, optimized game mode. To be fair, I have a preloader, so my mods load in. As shaky as they tend to work. But for example, Ghoul Blaster, for example, has it so it has the brighter wear underneath. So grenade launcher, and then it gets really intense with higher wears to the point where it becomes too much, like way too much. So, but I really enjoy the way they executed this here, where it's only on one of the textures and not the entire war paint. I like that a lot, so the brighter element is constrained to only a small part of the weapon model, without being too crazy or flashy or in your face. I really like that execution. And then in general, the rest of the texture work is really fucking good. I don't really see anything wrong with this one. I don't know what I can critique. I just think it's cool. I think it's good. What do y'all think? I have no critiques on this one. I got nothing to add on this one. I think it's sick. I agree. It's sick. It's really cool. Yellow's a bit too bright? No, I don't think so. I think the yellow's fine. I think it's just the right shade, and it's not super bright. I think it's good. Does it use a custom base? It uses Sky Stallion as the base, so technically no, it doesn't. So this works pretty well. This could work. I dig it. It's a cool skin. I say yes, and I will favorite this one. Nicely done. Oh, it's a Zoot suit. Hell yeah. How old is this? This feels old. Yep, 2018. At face value, it doesn't look bad. Have I ever heard of the game using the Quake engine called Brazilian Drug Dealer 3? I opened a portal to hell in the favela trying to revive MIT. I don't even know what the fuck that is. No, I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. Yeah, the pants are a little weird. I understand that it's going for a Zoot suit look, but the pants are a bit odd. Like, let me see here. Zoot suit. Like the full look here. Yeah, like if you're looking at classic old school Zoot suits, they get baggier towards the bottom. It doesn't look good on the Spy because, like, again, it's not fucking with his silhouette too much, but Spy is meant to be lean and lanky, and when you make him kind of thick and frumpy like this, it looks weird, especially on his legs. Especially on his legs. The shirt and suit are fine, and the hat's really nice. The hat looks really good. But the pants are a bit much. Like, I feel like they could have gotten away with the same wrinkles, but if they just made it slimmer. Like, if like the puffing out on the sides was half as big, then they could have still achieved the same look of a Zoot suit without it being too big. And like, without being too baggy and too girthy. And the suit's fine. Like, the suit looks good. It's like a looser, less form-fitting suit for Spy, which I think looks okay. It doesn't fuck with his silhouette too much. And the wrinkles on the back, surprisingly, look really good. And the hat's also really nice. And also, for some reason, it's all class. Why? Why can't this just be for Spy? Why do you have to make it all class? Stop it. Like, it's just this little shit like that. No, you can, it's okay if it's only for Spy. It's okay if it's only for Spy. Like, this does not need to be all class. Stop it. Enough. It's like you ruined the charm of the set. Come on. Like, every hat has to be all class now. Like, it's still fine, but it's like, why? I don't know what this is. Is this the deer anime? I've not seen that one. Yeah, I've not seen the deer anime. I'm currently going through. What am I watching right now? What's it called again? I have to. Yeah. I probably shouldn't say what I'm watching on stream. It'll make people angry. But yeah, this is referencing the deer anime. I've not seen it. It's obviously a gag. It's stupid. I'm just gonna move on. Toxic love. Here we go. And that's it. Nothing else. Just the picture. That's all we get. It's just fuck you. You only get a picture. You don't get a GIF. You don't get a video. You just get a picture. Yeah, I think I'll stick to Cloud9 or Circling Heart. I would like to see how it moves. I'd like to see the animation work on this one. I don't know how it behaves. I can't tell much from a still image on what your plan is. And then he did this one too. Like, dude, give me something to work with here. Give me a video or give me a GIF or something. I can't tell what this is meant to look like by a still image. "2020, the guy is dead." Jesus. I like this solely because it isn't a generic PNG. No, I like that is good. Like it's not another Nebula. It's not Wavy Particle Gamer RGB Energy Trail, and it's not just another floating or circling for falling PNG. It looks like this has some interesting animation work to it, but I don't know what that animation work is because we just got a picture. Enough with the fuck, stop it! What's wrong with you guys? Fuck! Well, okay, like, someone explain this to me. Like I'm a child, alright? Like, explain this to me like I'm a child. Why is it that when a certain minority of individuals see this particular shade of green, they cannot help but think of farts? Flatulence. Why? Like, I'm worried about you. Like, I don't even know you. I've never met you. I'll never know you. But like, even as a total stranger, I'm concerned. I'm genuinely worried about your life. Like, where is it going? Where you see a shade of green and the first thing that pops into your head is a fart. I'm genuinely concerned for the future of humanity. Like, where are we going? Really, where are we going? The end is nigh. The end is nigh. Cause it's hilarious. It's scary to me. I don't like it. Fear and Loathing in New Mexico. Okay. I've seen this set obviously because I liked this one. It looks like he's got a lot on his mind. That's quite the verticality there. Just look at this, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, it looks like he's not balding, but he's just got like it looks like, okay, so do you remember that really cursed SFM animation of Here Comes Soldier, where they just took Soldier's forehead and like stretched it back? That's what this looks like. It looks like they just took Sniper's forehead and then just stretched it back and made his head twice as tall. That's what's happened here. And it's really cursed. It looks like they just like, it's like they took his hairline like a helmet and then slid it back. It looks really bad. It's just so unnecessarily big. Again, because you have to model over existing geometry, but it looks like they just gave him a flesh helmet. And it looks really bad. Oh, got like the cigarette rather. The cigarette is a nice touch. Like, this is fine. The cigarette and glasses are great, but The balding head is terrifying. Eh. Like, I'll give credit where credit is due in that it's at least not another wacky vehicle taunt, right? It's at least not like Demo Man manifesting a steering wheel out of the ground and pretending to drive a sailboat. It's not Pyro riding on a carnival ride. It's at least not that, right? It could be way worse. Conceptually, it could be way worse. Like at face value, I'm not offended by this taunt's existence. Like at this point, I'm just so indifferent and fed up with taunts because they're not taunts. Half of these things are rather like 80% of the ones we have are not taunts. They're emotes, and we need to call them what they are, and they are emotes. You know what I mean? It's fine, I guess. I'm not torn up about it, but I'm not like, I don't hate it and I don't like it. The animation work isn't too bad either. It's not too overbaked, like a lot of taunts I've seen are. So, like some taunts go like way too far with the over animation. So you have to remember, like TF2 is an old game. Its animation work isn't like super refined and overly polished. So when you're making a taunt, you gotta bear that in mind. This one isn't too bad on that front. Can I rate something and I don't care? Because like I never see these, like, okay, so here's how many of you ever go out of your way to buy a new taunt that they put in TF2? Because it's the only way you can get them, is buying them directly from the Manco store. How many of you actually do that when an update comes? You know, no, let me run a poll. I think this is worthy of a poll. I want to know. How often do you buy, or I'll just say, do you buy any new taunts? I just want to know. I'm curious. I'm curious. Like, how many of you go out of your way to buy the new taunts? I gotta know. Because I never see these things in-game ever. Like, I almost never see new taunts in-game. And the only time I see new taunts is when they're unusual and they're part of, like, some hyper trader main loadout with, like, 5 other gaudy effects all layered on top of each other. Otherwise, I never see new taunts in-game. So... seems like the majority of you don't. TF2 is an old game. Its stuff isn't super polished is a point that I brought up to a friend the other night regarding how a lot of items are nowadays. They use modern workflows and don't feel the same. No, yeah, it's like, again, if you're making content for a very old game, you have to bear in mind the era in which it was made. Otherwise, if you're trying to insert something that was made with modern workflows or modern standards in mind, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb and look really bad. So, you have to be very careful when making taunts and animation work for TF2, otherwise it's just gonna be out of place. Am I allowed to just rate something and I don't care? It's an overwhelming I don't care anymore about taunts. Personally, I think all of them are fucking horrible. Valve should have stopped after the high five. Like, that was fine. Like, taunts did not need to become a thing in TF2. The default taunts are fine. They did not need to monetize a part of... I made a post about this somewhere. I don't remember exactly what I said about it. But it was to the effect, like, as soon as Valve started monetizing a very integral and very intentionally crafted part of the game. Because what do taunts do? All of the default taunts, like the vast majority of them, they flesh out the personalities of the mercenaries more, they kind of immerse you into the game more, a lot of them have unique voice lines. As soon as you water those down with a bunch of generic and often very silly actions, it really hurts that part of the game's charm. And ever since they kept adding more, and like a couple is fine, like a high five is fine, and like a conga fine, but like now that we have so many of these things, it just really hurts the old charm of the game. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way. I'm not a fan of them. They really should have stopped with both high five congans, because if I could go through and select the taunts that I think are fine, and I mean purchasable taunts, there'd be like 6. There'd be like 6. Maybe this warrants a taunt tier list, who knows? Yeah, a taunt tier list is not a bad idea. It would take 5 minutes, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Sequoia Stained. I feel like I've seen this one before, or something very similar to this one. I could have sworn I've seen something very similar to this one. The color work is fine, but the marble, like the cracked marble line work is barely noticeable. It's like super faint. I don't think it's needed per se. It's fine, but it's you can barely see it on the weapon model itself. Also, I feel like I want to see the full primary texture on like whatever the fuck this is meant to be. Like this wavy filigree kind of thing. I don't know if I'm a fan of that pattern. I feel like some of your lines are too thin. Some of your lines are too thin, and it makes for an overall very messy composition because it looks like they're randomly distributed. And so it's noisy, and then you have like this noisy texture juxtaposed against this kind of wrinkled, noisy texture. It doesn't look very good. What could you do? What could you do? What could you do? What could you do? It looks like the pattern is mirrored here. Yeah, see how messy this is? And also, like, it's messy in that you have some areas where the gold pattern is really bunched up and busy, and then these big empty areas of gray, that look, or the darker gray, that looks pretty bad. Generally, I think a more gridded pattern or something that's a more continuous pattern that doesn't have these big empty areas inside of it would help it a lot. But simply by nature of having this type of pattern, it's really busy with all the curves and swoops, and it's just, I'm not a fan of it. Like something like this would perform better as a fixed orientation pattern or a sticker, maybe. But having a random orientation on this just does not look very good. Leave it as is. I don't think it's a good idea to leave it as is. I think it's too messy. I think the primary texture, you need to fill in the spaces a bit. Fill in these gray spaces, and that'll improve it a lot, because I tend to dislike... Oh, here we go. Here's the full pattern. I didn't scroll back far enough. Yeah, so it's the same pattern, but it's this engraving, but it's been mirrored. Yeah, I think you need to fill in some of these spaces more, or put this on an orientation lock. Yeah, I think that might be the solution. Put this on an orientation lock, so you don't have this kind of haphazard slap of this on here. It just makes it look messy. I think an orientation lock would help this a lot. I think. The rest of it's fine. Like, I think the marble texture's fine, the wood and the other gold texture are fine. It's just this engraving texture that's rubbing me the wrong way. What could you do instead? Also, maybe a different base could help? I don't know, because it feels like this texture would look better here and this here. And maybe a different base could help too. Eh. Maybe if you swap the two textures, like swap the marble and the engraving around, maybe that would help. A couple donations, sorry. Hot take, taunts would be infinitely better if Valve integrated the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare kill screen, where you follow the guy who killed you for a few seconds instead of taking a single screenshot of who killed you, I suppose? Then again, I don't see an issue with that. Car taunts suck, but I could not imagine the game without the scaredy cat taunt. Having a merc scream at the top of his lungs before dying will never not be funny. Funny killbind, I suppose. I mean, it's again, I've become indifferent to taunts at this stage because like it's just I don't care anymore. Not about taunts. And thing is about with TF2, man, I don't know if it's a good idea to follow around someone who just killed you for a few minutes. I think the single screenshot is, I think it's funnier. You tend to get a lot of funnier results with the single screenshot. It would remove a lot of the charm that the single screenshot has, you know? That's how you get funny kill cams. Oh, it's based on a Fallout New Vegas gun, that's why. See, the reason why it works here is because the engravings are fixed onto a specific part of the gun, and when you slap them onto... Okay, so like the concept is fine, but if you really wanted to execute this well, you can't have it on a random orientation pattern. You really need to go the extra mile and go full bore and do a full, proper mapped skin where you can put the engravings in just the right place so it doesn't look messy. That's what you need to do with this concept. It's just not appropriate for a random orientation skin. That's what you have to do. I think that's what you need to do with this one. Having it slapped on the model like this, it's too messy, it does not look very good. I think that's what you need to do with this one. Again, with like this minty green. Some in-game screenshots, preferably. It's a tad bright. What's the red look like? The white is fine. The neutral gray and dark gray are fine. I think the lettering is fine. I just think your primaries are a bit too punchy. They're a bit rich. They're a bit saturated. I feel like they could be toned down just a hair. And maybe the number would be better if it was black? Because it would not only contrast a bit better with this texture, because it blends in with the red. It doesn't look very good. It would still look fine on the white. So maybe black font would be better for the sticker. And also, and I know team colored stickers are a thing, but it's not easy to do. So, and also if it was a black sticker, it would also look that much better on the blue variant. So just make that black. I think that's what you need to do. And then I think that would also help tone down the overall brightness of the composition, because you have this really bright saturated sticker on a very saturated primary texture. So if you have a dark element on there, it kind of brings everything back down to be a bit more level and not super in your face. I think the dark red is acceptable. I wish I had more screenshots on maps that were a bit easier to read it. The blue is a bit, I don't know. In certain lighting it looks fine, but in other lighting it's like this is really bright, but here it doesn't look so bad. Oh, you made this. Based on Miku. Which is why I did the colors like that. The blue came first in the team color because people wanted me to put it on the workshop. Well, if you wanted to refine this a bit more, do what I said. And maybe tone down the primary colors a bit. I think that would help. Just a bit. And then the font being black would make a significant improvement as well. I think. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not calling this bad. I just think it's a bit too intense. It's a bit too bright. Just a bit. I think it would be fine without the bow tie. I don't think it needs the bow tie. I think just a vest would have been fine. Yeah, the bow tie's a little ugly, I agree. It kind of sticks out from the rest of NG. Like, it matches his glove and what have you, but it's like a really bright element centered on his torso, and then that makes it look bad. Like, if the tie, or if the bow tie was, like, darker, like black by default, that would look nicer, but because it's so bright, I think it just doesn't look very good. It sticks out too much. So, I think either do away with the bow tie completely, or make it black. Because, like, if you look at the darker colors on the paints, like, having it, like, look at this, like, look at the gray. Just having it be gray makes it look a lot better. Just make that the default color. It should change Engineer's voice to a nerd voice. Isn't it not already a nerd voice? Engineer already has a nerd voice. I don't know what you're talking about. Almost 10 years ago. Yeah, it was made almost 10 years ago, but then updated very recently. I just don't like the bow tie, man. I don't mind the alternative styles. I think the vest is also okay, because where Engineer's primary color shows up hasn't been changed too much. Also, it's darker, like, so you still have the eyes being guided naturally from dark to light, and it still stays blue, so I think the colors on the vest are fine. It's just the fucking tie. I don't like the tie. Either make it dark with a gray or a black, or remove it. That's it. I've seen this one. It's really cool. Custom UV map skin. It's a hockey-based skin for Scout. Looks really fucking awesome. I have absolutely zero critiques for this, because it's just really fucking good. I would love to see this in game. It's a shame it's never going to be added, because guess what? It is a custom UV map skin, and Valve does not add these, because they're lazy as fuck. So, shame. Really good work that will never be put in game. It blows. Or not this blows, but it blows that Valve doesn't put these in game. Such a bummer. Oh, yes, I've looked at this one before. I did look at this one. There was a green one. Updated in February. The green is pretty intense. Yeah, I saw the brown one, but the green is intense. It's very regal and royal. Like, for me, if you're doing green, man, like, if you're doing green, like, the ones that really handle green the best are the high rollers. You just can't go wrong with, like, this shade, man. Like, that's about where you want to be with green, really. Anything more than that, it's a bit too much. Here, it's just a little too rich of a green for the overall composition. If it was toned down a bit more muted, then I would like this a lot more. But overall, it's like, okay. Like, even if they put this in the game right now, I'd be fine. It's good, but I think it could be improved by toning down the green just a smidge. Like, making it a bit, like, throwing a bit more gray in there would help it a lot. Yeah, green is hard to get right. You gotta go for the earthy green, otherwise it's too much. It's too vibrant for TF2's composition. I completely agree. Oh, enough with the fucking farts! Stop it! It's so nasty! What is wrong with you? Oh, oh my god. Stop it! You nasty motherfuckers. Ugh. Disgusting. Frontier furnished, so it's the bomb cart. So they took the bomb cart, and they put it on a gun. Conceptually fine. I think the blue you nailed, but the red looks odd. I don't like the saturated red with the brown rusty red. This contrast is not good. The blue you nailed. The blue is fine. Like, this is great. This is fine. But this is not. What could you do here? Either make this more red or make this more brown. And keep it darker. I think that's what you need to do. Because, like, this looks bad. I think you just need to make this... I think you just make it all rusty red, like someone said. Yeah, make it all rusty red. I think that's fine, too. I don't think this is flat. I would not call this flat. I think it's okay. The texture work's really well done. And, like, again, the blue side is really, really well done. The red side is not so good. It's like, yeah, this red is... I think, yeah, that's the problem. This red is way too saturated. You gotta bring that down. Bring that down, make it a bit more... Like, bring the saturation down or lean it a bit more towards, like, a brownish red. Like, you can keep the same level of saturation, just bring it more towards brown, and then that will help. Because these two contrast in a very ugly way. These blues, fine, but these reds, not so much. That's the only thing wrong with this one. Other than that, it's good. No, I don't think. I think the rusty brown, the rusty red is fine. It's just the brighter red is not the right choice. The brighter red's not the right choice. Because this looks good. Like, if I put my hand over the barrel of the reserve shooter and just look at the grip, this all looks really nice here. But then as soon as that red shows up, ooh, too much. So yeah, I think adjust those colors. It's just not really appropriate for a game like TF2. It's just not... Like, you can't take another cartoony style and then put it inside of TF2 and then expect that to look okay. Like, these little sketchbook drawings are like a cute little whimsical thing, but it's just not appropriate. Like, unusual effects are, you know, go wild because, you know, oh, it's unusual, so whatever, like, who fucking cares? But this one... It's like putting pixel art, or it's like putting, like, what's that gold coin one that we got recently? Where you had, like, the 3D rendered coins. That's a gruesome promo, Jesus. It's not a good fit. Not a good fit with TF2. Yeah, Treasure Trove is the name of that effect, where it's like these 3D coins. Looks like something straight out of Blender. Just, yeah. Also, yeah, this is, like... Unusual effects, sure, are obstructive, but having a big white blob floating over the head, probably not very good for TF2. Like, unusual effects do hurt readability as is, but this would take that to the nth degree. It is very distracting. Like, at the bare minimum, put some opacity on there, or something. Like, don't have, like, a solid flat shape just above the head. It's too much. How to make Sniper's kill streak go up. Yeah, this really is, I mean, all unusuals are like this, don't get me wrong. Like, the vast majority of unusuals are like this and have this problem where it kills your own readability. Like, if you're trying to hide, hey, here's a big fucking beacon, here I am. This one just takes that to the extreme. Like, here's a big flat white blob floating above my head. Shoot me. Yeah, not a good fit. No thanks. Yeah, cute idea, wrong game, 100%. Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine if we actually got a fucking cone this big as a hat for TF2? Just this giant, super tall traffic cone. Someone make a mod for that? I want to see what that would look like. Just as big as, like, we already come close, right? Like, I've come close, given my horrific abomination. Like, just imagine that, but, like, double the height. Double the height on this with a giant fucking traffic cone. Do that. That'd be a fucking crazy mod. Like, make that a mod for this shitty hat that I have. Be really funny. Yeah, so, this thing sucks. This is like one of the worst. This is the, like, I hate the Mary Cone. I was hanging out with Starry Crow, and I was trying to, we were having a very long conversation of like, what is the worst fucking unusual that you could get in TF2? Like, what is the most vile, vomit-covered, nasty hat that is purely antithetical to everything that TF2 stands for? What is the one thing that just sucks, and sucks thoroughly, for TF2 cosmetics? And we settled on the cone. We settled on the fucking Santa cone, right? Because there's no effort, there's no charm. You open the box and the game says, fuck you, here's your shitty party hat that looks like Santa Claus, right? Like, even the fucking garbage gnome hat, like, oh, it's made of cardboard, it's funny. Like, there's not even a joke here. There's no deeper or surface level gag. There's no deeper meaning behind this. It's just a triangle that looks like Santa. That's it. Like, this is about as rock fucking bottom as you can get with a cosmetic. It is so horrifically bad. Next to just slapping a candy cane on a player's model. No thought, no charm, no jokes, it just sucks. Someone was paid money for this getting in the game. Think about that. Someone received thousands of dollars because they made this for TF2. Think about that. That's a crime. That is a tragedy of epic proportions, right? So we have the hat, right? We have the hat. It is the antithesis to everything this game's art style stands for. This is the antithesis to that. And then we made it worse with hot pink antlers and lime green eyeballs. Like, okay, we can make this worse by making it unusual. We can make this worse by making this unusual. It's like, okay, get me the worst possible effect on this that's available on the hat. And it's like, okay, we have this big, bright neon triangle on top of the triangle with this big fucking beacon of, hi, look at me. It's like, I just don't think it gets, and also to like, as another big fuck you, it's off center. Like you're not even given the delight of having the effect line up with the fucking hat. It's fucking off center. So it's just even worse. You get nothing. You get fucking nothing with this hat. Everything is wrong. Nothing's okay. It's the biggest middle fucking finger you can get. It sucks. Everything about this hat is terrible. That's why we chose it. Also Fempyro. Boo fucking who. Boobies. Like, it's just, okay, this is my normal loadout. Did I put it on here? Yeah, like, at least here, it's kind of on center. But like on other classes, my fucking OCD, no, it has to be in alignment with the top of the cone, but the game says, no, fuck you, you get this shit. So I traded for the shitty hat. And now I'm the proud owner of this fucking garbage. I made one of the worst loadouts imaginable. Anyways, I want a big fucking traffic cone mod. Someone mod a traffic cone for the Mary cone and I will use it all the time. That's what you have to do for me. Make me a mod for a cone. Oh my god. What is this, dude? Jesus. It's ancient. It's 2004. What the fuck is this, man? It looks like a lamppost. It looks like a fucking lamp. There's a video? What's the video? Do we get anything? Hello? I want to see it. It's a Jiggle Bones test. I want to see it move, please. We don't get to see it. Hold on, let me open this in a new tab. Come on, you can do it. I want to see it move. YouTube, come on. 25 views from 10, 1 comment. Can't wait until Valve adds this from 11 fucking months ago. I want to see it move, damn it. Come on. Let me change the quality. Bring it down to like 144p. Yes, give me the quintessential hat experience, 144p. Oh, it's so bad. Oh my god. Oh. And it's team colored because why not? Holy shit. He's got the lighting on it. He put some effort into it. I gotta give him credit where credit's due, man. He put some effort into that one. That's a fucking mushroom hat if I've ever seen one. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Scout playing a recorder? I'm getting some very interesting submissions today. It's Scout playing a fucking recorder. And then the video freezes. I'm done. It just keeps getting worse. Oh my god. Like, we're not even granted the courtesy. It's just the same animation. At least we have the fucking GIF for it. Oh my god. Look at his fucking foot, man. Did anyone else have to play a recorder in school? Did anyone else have to do that when they were like in middle school? Like you had music class and you were taught how to play the recorder? Do they still do that? I hope they do. It's a really good what's the word I'm looking for? What's the phrase I'm looking for? It's a really good lesson in mental fortitude, in learning to not feel embarrassment. Like, if you want your kid to have thicker skin going out into the world, put them in recorder classes. Yeah, you know, let them get bullied a little bit. Flute was awesome, and then we had to play cymbals or whatever. It sucked. Like, thankfully, I was never forced to learn the recorder. Like, it was optional for me as a kid. I never had to do it. A lot of my other, like, classmates did. A lot of my classmates were learning an instrument. But thankfully, I never had to fuck with it. Because I am not musically gifted. I'm not musically gifted at all. So, like, likewise, major seaman. I have no rhythm, I can't dance, I can't sing. I can listen to music just fine, but I would never be able to play an instrument. So. Hence my poor taste in music. No, my taste in music is fucking immaculate. I have the best taste. You, sir, like I found the Taylor Swift Lil Rizzy enjoyer. What was what was this is completely unrelated, but I'm reminded of the psyop from last year's Super Bowl of like they were thrusting Taylor Swift everywhere during that broadcast. I swear it was a psyop to get the millions of teenage girls to watch the Super Bowl. That was a really bad Super Bowl. Anyway, moving on. Again, did I click on the same links again? It's just gross. I like an earring, fine, like on the pirate bandana. That's okay, but this is just nasty. Ugh. I don't like piercings. Like, I think outs, like, this is so bad. Oh my god, these loadouts. It's just... Everything about this is wrong. Everything about this is wrong. It's not okay. I don't like it. I don't like piercings. I don't like piercings. Outside of TF2, like, piercings are cool. Like, I see a guy he's got more metal in his face than a goddamn scrapyard. But, like, that's where I draw the line. Like, it's cool, but I don't think they're flattering at all. Yeah, that's a good point. It's also too finely detailed for a game like TF2 where you just have like a bunch of little bits and bobs slapped over their head. It just does not look good at all. It really doesn't. I just don't think piercings are attractive at all. Like, I see a woman, like, a couple of piercings are fine, right? But if you got, like, the septum piercing and, like, 5 earrings in each ear and the eyebrow and, like, the bridge of your nose and your tongue and then you got tattoos, it's like, yeah, it gets to be too much. Just, yeah. Spy with a nose ring is so cursed. I hate it. I really do. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Like those cool, like the one band earring is fine. Like a couple, like, okay, like if you have multiple piercings and they're contained to the ears, that's fine. But then if you have the nose and like the bars and the tongue and then like other parts of the body, it's like, okay, you want to be a wind chime or do you want to be a human? I don't want to be walking around with you like I got loose change in my pocket, but it's not loose change, it's you. It's not my thing. And it's not for TF2 either. I mean, sure. The modeling work leaves something to be desired. The modeling work leaves something to be desired, but I think it's fine to make a reference like this, so long as the execution is proper. The problem is that the execution is not all that in a bag of chips. It's, it needs a little more time. Like, this kind of hairstyle would work for Medic. It's just, not so good. It's like one of my Japanese animes. Yeah, it's also hard. Generally it's hard to get hair to look right in TF2 without it looking like Lego hair. Yeah, it needs some work. Why do I smack my lips? You get mad if I smack my lips? Do it all fucking day if I want to. It's like conceptually fine, it just needs more time in the oven. The classic meme. The classic meme of the demo flower. As cute as it is, should not be in the game. Don't ever do that again. What, you never made that noise with your mouth? Like, you've never done that? My dogs go ape shit when I do that. I mean, yeah, like, okay. Halloween restricted, fine. Halloween restricted is fine. Why is that really that aggravating? Is it really? I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that bad. Shit. I guess it sounds bad through my mic. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that bad. I have to go back and listen to it. I'll do it again. Misbehaving, I'll do it. Don't do it again. Don't fucking act out of line. Watching you. As a Halloween restricted item, it's fine. Otherwise, it should not be available year-round. It's a cute acknowledgement of a meme. I think it's fine, but it shouldn't be something that's accessible year-round. If they were to add this, which is, you know. If you feel me. Hang on 1 second, let me make sure this playlist isn't fucking me with copyrighted music. It's not. We're good. Thank God. We can continue. Moving on. I've seen this. It's a bit much. It's a little much. Having the halo and the hair, like, it's Jesus, yes, but it's a lot. Like, even for a Halloween set, this would be a lot. It would be a lot. Like, it's funny, don't get me wrong, but it's probably not appropriate for Jesus Christ. It's also just not really tonally appropriate to have Jesus Christ in TF2, you know? Listen, I love Jesus. I do. As a Catholic, Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Ash Wednesday was this week. all that jazz. But I got my ashes. But not appropriate for TF2. It's a cute idea, but it should not be in the game at all. I'm not a fan of it. Object on head. Is it old? Not that old. Yeah, just dynamite sticks on Demo Man's head because haha, funny. Ah, no thanks. It's shit. I love big wacky crap slapped on the Mercs models. Like, can I just have the matchstick? Like I would love just the matchstick. Like, give me the matchstick in Demo Man's mouth. That's a really cute idea. Like, you have like a cigar for Soldier, or a pipe for Demo. Like, a matchstick in Demo Man's mouth also just makes sense. That'd be a really neat but very small cosmetic, like, loadout filler to have. Can we just have that? Someone make that. Seriously, someone just put a matchstick in Demo Man's mouth. And hell, even have it be lit. Fuck it. Like a little flame, a little smoke like one of his pipe cosmetics. Do that. That's cool. But not the giant sticks of dynamite on the side of his head. That's too much. This cosmetic is literally just nothing. I mean, it's an apt description. Yes. Big ups for my brother. He finishes OCIA this summer. What is OCIA? I don't know what that is. Oh, Order of Christian Initiation. There you go. I didn't realize that was the acronym. But there you go. Congrats to him. Bravo. Why is it paintable? Because why not? Fuck it. You can have pink dynamite on the side of your head. Fuck it. You can have lime green sticks on the side of your fucking head. There you go. No. This one's been done before. I forgot who did this. This concept was executed by somebody else, and they did a way, way better job. I don't know if it's your game settings, or if it's your texture work, but it looks really low resolution. Super fuzzy. I think, yeah, it's your texture work. Yeah, like you did like a blur tool smudge on this? The match in the Merc's mouth would be perfect for Demo and Pyro. Yeah, just do that. So, conceptually, this is fine, but your color work is a bit much. Desaturate the red and the blue a little bit. Actually, a lot. They're pretty rich. And they're so vibrant and dark that they contrast with the white really strongly. So, excuse me. I would tone down the white. I think you have... There's also something to be said for having too many colors in one war paint from different areas of the spectrum. Like, if you have white and black and gold and then blue and blue and or red, that's way too many different colors clashing, and it makes for a really not noisy, but just way too... It's an ugly composition. Like, ideally, for your palette, you want everything to be in the same area of the color spectrum and then have neutral tones coming into it. If you do black and white in the same composition, ideally you don't want to work in another saturated color. Like, if you just had black and white and this neutral gold, that wouldn't look too bad. But you can't have all three. I shouldn't say you can't. You can, but it's really, really hard to get it right. And it just does not look very good here. I think you could absolutely just do away with the red and the blue and then lean harder into just like a gold and have this be gold instead. Maybe do that and then go, and then your primary like fur texture, because it's meant to be like a fur robe on a monarch. It needs a lot more work because it looks like you just took a white texture and then just did like black smudges. Just look up a fur coat and then maybe try to incorporate some of like the texture of the fibers in there. You know, incorporate some of the texture of the fibers in there, or better yet, if you're translating this over to a gun, have it be a metal texture and then have it look like it's been painted on to look like it's mimicking a monarch's robe, but don't, and fur is hard to get right. Like, only one war paint that I know of does fur, and it's Nutcracker. And they did a reasonably, and like, this is a Valve made one, and this is a reasonably well-made fur texture, right? Let me put this on something where it's more apparent, right? Like this is meant to be like squirrel fur right here, right? Like if you're gonna do fur, this is kind of what you need to go for. It doesn't look too bad. So something like that would be okay. Maybe. Maybe try something like that for the fur. Yeah, it's fur. Hair. Whatever you want to call it. Maybe try something like that on the white texture. So it also helps to break it up a little bit. It needs something other than these black smudges. I know it's called fur, if I remember the game files correctly. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be fur. So autumn... autumn bone acorn. Yeah, it's called animal fur in the game files. See? Animal fur. Yeah, so it's meant to be squirrel fur, according to Valve. So, yeah, maybe try something like this. Yeah, maybe try a texture like this. You know, like if even what you could do, just as like a proof of concept for this war paint, is just take this texture and then desaturate it completely, so it just goes to grayscale, and then just slap that on a weapon and see how that looks. And then tweak the levels a little bit, tweak the levels, and then you may have, and then with that, like, you'll know, okay, this has some potential to look good, and then go in and, kind of remove the darker elements and replace those with the splotches on there, and, yeah, good work. Maybe leather, maybe like a white leather. You know what? That's something that people have not, white leather. That has potential for a skin. White leather. Like an Elvis Presley themed war paint with white leather pants. That could be cool. I feel like I've seen this one before. I could have sworn I've seen this one before. Don't we have something like this? I could have sworn I've seen something like this before. Either we have something like this, or there's something in the workshop that's eerily similar. I can't put my finger on it. Hold on, let me check. I could have sworn we have something like this for Medic already. It looks too familiar. Let me scroll through his cosmetics. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's the Angel of Death. We basically have this already. So it's basically just the Angel of Death, but not Halloween restricted, more or less. I mean, it's fine. I like that it's a fully open shirt and has, like, the chain going across it. It looks okay. Yeah, it looks okay. Is there a paint region? I hope not. Doesn't seem like it. Which is nice to see. There's a full set. Let's look at that. There's a full set. I think I've seen this one. I could have sworn I've looked at this set before. Could have sworn I did. The hat looks really good. And only the glasses are paintable. Hey, that's a nice thing to see. That's a pretty cool set. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's Van Helsing, Van Helsing, haha. It's a pretty good set. I like it. This is really well done. Colors are good, modeling work is good. It's just solid. I like this a lot. It's a cool set. Very good candidate for Halloween this year. Like I would use this hat. It's very Das Übersternman, and that's like one of my favorite hats for Medic. A loadout with it? Yeah, this is like my favorite hat for Medic. I love this thing. It's just a good hat. Yeah, I dig it. It's a cool set. I say yes. There's an error submitting my request. How unfortunate. Oh, right, they blocked me because they have a hate boner for me. Unfortunate. So, sorry. Oh, no, I went through that time. Did they block me? Private profile? Whatever. They don't like me. Trust me, I've seen them talk about me before. I'm used to it. It's a workshopper. Dumb meme garbage. Moving on. What is this, man? This is... What is this? I don't know what this is. This is horrible. This everything about this is wrong. This is just... Oh my god. Yep. It's an apt description and an apt name. Scout? Oy. Here's this again. This is terrifying. This is haunting. Oh, they turned him into like a Playmobil toy. Yeah, it looks really gross. It's like my game broke and I lost all my, it's like you turn down your model quality all the way to 0. This is what happens. Where do you draw the line when it comes to referencing something in TF2? I feel like a good test for whether or not a reference is appropriate in TF2 is if you don't know what the reference is, does it still look like something the mercenary would wear? And does it fit into TF2's tones, themes, and stylization, right? Like, I will always go back to the fucking Minnesota Slick. Like, this is one of the best subtle references in TF2 that's ever been put in this game. Like, this is if you want to reference something in TF2, this is exactly how it needs to be done. So, if you don't know what the reference is, this just looks like Heavy with a haircut and a cigarette. And it still looks really fucking good. It's just a good hat, right? But the reference is Fargo. It's one of the villains in Fargo, and this is his haircut, and he chain smokes. So it's referencing an equally gritty, dark, comedic movie. So it's referencing something that like fits into like the tone of Team Fortress 2, and it looks like something the Heavy would wear. You know, so it's like doubly as good, right? So it hits both of those notes. It fits TF2's appearance, and it's referencing something that is like within TF2's tone. So it's awesome. No, it's not Brock Sampson. This is a reference to Fargo. I think it's in the trivia. Yep, reference to the character Geir Grimsrud from Fargo. There he is. Geir Grimsrud. That's a hell of a name. I gotta watch that movie again. It's a really good movie. So there you go. How many hate messages you've gotten because of the new video? Quite a few, actually. Me not, like, another tangent. We'll keep it short, because I covered this a little bit at the beginning of the stream. But I felt like I was pretty level-headed, and, like, I don't think I said anything extreme in my commentary that I put on my second channel, or here, but for some reason people got really mad that I dare view the SDK as anything other than the best thing since sliced bread. And yeah, you're right, they're always gonna be this way. Like, this is never going to change. We can't change them, that this is always gonna be this way. But it really made people mad that I dare say, hey, maybe the SDK update isn't all that in a bag of chips. So it's a good thing. It's a net positive as a whole. Like, I acknowledge that, and I even say it's a good thing multiple times in the video, but for some reason that's still not good enough. Whatever. Nothing's ever gonna be good enough for them. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. None of it matters. Clicking some more links here. There are so many. There's just not a chance in hell I'm gonna be able to get all of them, guys, but we'll go as far. We'll go as far as I can stomach. Okay, we stopped there. Bye-bye. I've seen this a million times. Seen this a million times. It's cool. Just give it a blue variant, so you have, you know, Blue Star. I know it's Russian themed, whatever, but give it a blue theme and it's fine. Dusk Decor. Hair added again with another very nice, sleek skin. I'd like more promos. I want to see it in game with a map. Still nice though. Looks really good. This is sick. Clean, fancy, elegant skin. It's just good. This is great. I like it. I say yes. Yeah, this is very clean. It's good. I will say that you probably could have done a custom wear. Description. Oh, there we go. My bad. Could have done. Okay, here we go. Here's some inspecs. It looks really good in game. I like it a lot. This is solid. But you could have done a custom wear. I think. I feel like this would have greatly benefited from a custom wear where it's like charred black underneath, because the silver underneath contrasts in a really ugly way. Very minor nitpick, but it's still a really good skin. I would love to see this in game. It's very nice. Good shit. It's just a record player. It's just a record player on Demo Man's back. It's old, it's ancient, but that's all this is. Yeah, why? Yeah, the question I have is why? I'm not offended. It's just a big overarching why. Yeah, it's like the boombox for Scout looks a lot better. Like that's like a fitting thing for Scout, right? I feel like that's something he would do. But Demo Man with a record player on his back, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I know the game doesn't make sense, but it's just a little out there. It's not really good. It's not good. Saw that already. Another war paint that I have seen a million times. This one is just good. Never going to be put in the game for whatever reason. It's a shame. But I will still acknowledge that this skin looks really fucking cool. But for some reason, Valve just says, ha, no. It's lame. Oh well. Rejuvenation wrapped. I think Rust was the wrong choice. I think you could have just done Blood and Gunmetal Gray. I don't like the brown. It looks like it was dipped in poop. I'm sorry. It really does. And also, brown contrasting with the silver and gray just doesn't look very good. That's the only thing wrong with this war paint. Is this team colored? It's not. This should be team colored. Yeah, you should make a team variant and make it blue. And that's the only other problem with this one. In-game inspecs look pretty good, actually. Like, sometimes flat textures can work, and this is not terrible, honestly. It probably needs a little something to break it up a little bit, but it's not terrible. Like, if they put, if they gave us a blue variant, then it'd be pretty cool. Did they make a blue variant? Is there? Oh, there is a blue version. Awesome. Hey, there we go. Nice. Okay, cool. There you have it. They have a blue version. Perfect. Okay. Done. Yeah, this could work. Rust looks better if it was grayer and lighter, but to be honest, you could just use vanilla wear underneath. Yeah, you could definitely use the vanilla wear underneath and it'd be fine. I agree. The vanilla wear is perfectly acceptable for a skin like this, 100%. I mean, there it is, right here. Like, this looks fine. You know, the brown I don't think is a good one. The brown's not a good choice. Beyond that, it's not terrible for a simple skin. Shouldn't the blue one still have a red cross? Nah, I don't, because Blue Medic doesn't have red crosses. He has got blue crosses, so the cross should be blue. Yeah, I think this, even as is, I think it's fine. But I think the brown wear is not so great. Should be just default. It looks really small. It looks like the helmet's like 3 sizes too small for his head. It's like he got like a kid size. It makes his head look small. Like, conceptually it's fine, but you made it form fit his head a bit too much. Like, if it was more akin to his normal helmet and it was a little bigger, it'd be fine. But it just looks like it's too tight. Like, it looks like it's squeezing his face. Like it's squeezing his head. Yeah, it's a fine concept. Even the modeling and texture work is fine, but it's just too small. It looks weird. It looks like a child's toy on his head. So that's unfortunate. Could have definitely been executed better. Leave something to be desired. Just make it bigger. Make it bigger, and then it's fine. Like, you have the whirl. What's it called? The Whirly Warrior. This basically does the same thing, right? This does the same thing, but the helmet looks appropriately sized, right? Like, here you go. It's the Whirly Warrior, just worse, effectively. So, unfortunate. Check Discord. Okay. I have to put. I'm putting this in my fucking game right now. I'm putting this in my fucking game right now. Hold on. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Give me like 2 seconds. I have to do this. This is. Oh my god. This is gonna be so stupid. Oh shit. Thank you to Dude the Ninja for spending the past half hour making this work. Hang on, it's booting up. No, I'm scared to look at this thing. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Yeah, there it is. It's the fucking giant ass cone. Oh my god. It's at least not the fucking Mary cone anymore. Oh shit. Hold on, let's put it on spot. It's so fucking. It's so big. Oh my god. You don't even see the fucking unusual effect anymore. Oh shit, this is great. It's a shame that more people don't use the fucking Mary cone, because this would be funny as fuck to see. Just bumbling around the game. Oh god. Thank you. I love it. This is now a permanent addition for my game files. Holy fuck. Hi, dog. What's going on? You okay? Hi. What is it? Come here. Come here. What's up, doggy? Hi. What is it? What's up, dog? What are you doing? You okay? What's wrong with you? You seem all hyper. Why are you hyper? What's going on, dog? What's wrong with you? What? It's not dinner time yet. You get your food and sit. And I know you don't like closed doors. Hi. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, dog. Go outside? Come on, you wanna go outside? I let my dog out, hold on. Go outside, come on. Go outside. Outside. Okay. Sorry about that. Anywho, the fucking cone. It's so dumb. Thank you for making that. Oh, it's beautiful. It truly is. What? You don't like my shorts? Something wrong with my shorts? What? You like my fucking shorts, man? Come on. You got a problem with my shorts? Come on now. You got an issue with the shorts, man? Come on. Is there a problem here? Oh, you guys are horrible. Oh, you guys are nasty, man. You guys are nasty. Uncle Sam self-made, yes sir. Don't ever do that again. Why? What, like what? Is my man ass too much for you? Huh? Is that too much to look at? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have all this to deal with. God fucking forbid. I got all that to deal with, man. Women fucking waving me down on the side of the street. Women waving me down because my giant fucking my cat's here now. Like my giant ass. That's all over my screen. Oh my god. Echo, is it your turn now? What do you want? Come here. What is it? Are you hungry? Do you want to eat dinner? Like fucking clockwork, you show up right at 5 o'clock because you want to eat. Echo, what are you doing? Are you good? She's gonna jump up here, inevitably. Come on. Come on up. This isn't your first rodeo. Come on. You can come up here? Come on. Alright, fine, I'll pick you up. Come here. You're gonna make me lift you up. Make me pick you up. You just get her tail. You're not gonna see the rest of her. What are you doing? You hungry too? Do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? What do I do with you? I need to brush you. That's what I need to do. I haven't brushed you in a couple days. You're shedding everywhere. You are shedding everywhere. You need a brushing. No, that's not the monitor you usually paw. You're gonna go to this one. You're gonna paw the monitor. There you go. There she goes. Anywho. Now I'm just petting her. This isn't about TF2 items anymore, I'm just petting my cat. You are so spoiled. You're so spoiled. Where was I? The cat appreciates the cone head heavy. Yes, indeed, she does. She loves the cone head. She loves the cone heads. Oh, my browser just shit itself. There we go. Oh, the browser's really shitting itself. And it crashed. Awesome. Like, it seems like no browser can handle YouTube Studio for whatever reason. I've tried like 3 others and YouTube Studio just fucking dies. I don't know why. I could try Firefox again, but I did a test private stream and it still crashed a bunch, so I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Cold Front Tactical. I feel like I've seen this one too. Maybe not. Yeah, it's decent. Decent snow camo war paint. Pretty good texture work. I mean, it's fine. What else? What needs to be said? It's pretty good. No, I'm using Brave right now. Brave is my current browser. Oh yeah, this warpaint's pretty solid. It's good. I like it. I don't like this texture though. It seems fuzzy. I don't know what you're trying to go for. Is this meant to be like mesh? I guess? Mesh or wood? It's like wood grain. It's wood grain, but whatever you did made it look really fuzzy. Look at that. It's like it got scaled up way too big. Ugh. Also, I don't think it should be wood grain. Maybe just have that be like a cloth texture or something, or even just like a normal, simple painterly texture that like the default tan. Echo, please. What am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you? Oh my god. And she laid right back down. She just lays down. She just decided to come and do that for a minute. Fucking, what is your, and now her tail's hitting my spacebar. Stop it. She wants me to scratch her more. This is no longer, the stream's over. It's about scratching my fucking cat. Oh my god, what do I do with you? You're hungry. She's giving me the fuck you look. She wants her food. Hey. You are a shit. You know that, right? You are a shit. You're a shit. Are you gonna spite me again by going to my monitor and pawing it some more? What's your plan? What do you got going here? What's your intentions? What do you intend on doing? We need an Echo compilation. So, I mean, the VODs are there. The VODs are there. Someone can compile all of Echo's shenanigans into one video, that's for sure. What do I feed her? Just, like, old cat food? You know, she's getting old. Echo's 10. Echo is 10. Actually, she's 11 this year. You're gonna be 11. You're gonna be 11 this year. How does that make you feel, huh? You're a senior. You are a senior. What do we do with you? You're a senior kitty now, so I have to feed you senior food. Yeah, it's time to rename the stream to just scratching my fucking cat. Are you satisfied? Okay. Yeah, it's really noisy. That's actually very, very noisy. The colors are fine, but it's like really, really intense. It's the thing. That's the problem with these kinds of patterns, man. Like, the pattern itself is fine, but you're just at the mercy of random scaling. So on some weapon models, it looks fine, like on the Soda Popper, but then on other ones, it gets scaled down so much that it looks really fuzzy. That's the problem. And again, you're just really at the mercy of this. You can technically go through and set scaling values on each of the individual weapon models. It's tedious. Valve is probably not going to plug those into the game. It's still something you can do to go the extra mile, which is what I recommend. But, it's fine. I guess it's okay. I don't know. Loosely based on my Terraria character. Is this guy's Terraria character? It is? I guess it is. Well, he has, like, this pattern and then the colors of his Terraria character. I don't know. It kind of made something that looks not half bad. I feel like black is the wrong choice. I think black is the wrong choice. I think you could have... What could you do instead? Because black, because like, you have like one too many colors here. I think black's too much. It's either the black or the green that has to go. What could you do? Alternatively, you could just take the green and make that another neutral color. Like, I mean, black on gold is always a good combination, so you could turn the green into black. Yeah, there you go. Someone said it in chat. Yeah, just make the green black, and that might make it look a lot nicer. Maybe. It merits experimentation, that's for sure. This has been sent to me so many times. I can probably... It's in the double digits amount that this has been sent to me. It's like one of the first things ever uploaded to the fucking workshop is this. One of the first things ever put here. It's just... What's funny is that it's just a PNG. God. Oh. It's so wrong. It's just so wrong in so many ways. Oh my god. It's just nasty. What have you done? This is a tragedy. This is a crime. Oh. What have they done to my boy? Oh, the eyes move too. Oh, it's so nasty. Oh, God. This is it. Oh, it's like it's like Pyro put on a flesh suit. It's like Pyro put on a flesh suit of CJ's skin, and you have these googly eyes bouncing around in the head. Oh, it's just so. Is this even allowed? Not in the game. But on the workshop, it's fair fucking game. Oh, it's terrifying in so many ways. Jesus. It's just... Oof. The communicator's cover. Okay. See, here, it feels like they made the helmet too big. Why is it so tall? Like, you could have just took Soldier's normal-sized helmet and put headphones on it. Why does he have two pairs of headphones? I'm really confused. There's a lot going on here. He's got a pair over his ears and then another pair on the helmet. What? I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Is this like a piece of technology that I'm unfamiliar with? Is this like a piece of technology I'm unfamiliar with, where there's some reason to have two pairs of what looks like headphones? Are they earmuffs? But then what's the purpose of these? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss as to why you would need a headset with a headset. I'm confused. The outside ones block the noise so you can hear the radio comms. But wouldn't that be the purpose of the ones over his ear? Why are there two? So it doesn't fall off? What do you mean? I need explanations. I'm scared. I need answers. I need fucking answers. I need answers. Why are there like I'm stupid, I guess. I could just let me ask Grok. Let me ask the new magical AI because this looks like it's been AI generated. Let me do that. How do I use this fucking thing? There it is. Can I tell it to use my voice? Ask anything. Okay. Hey, Grok. No, not girl. Hey, Grok. Is there a type of radio headset with a helmet that has 2 sets of ear covers? That's actually shocking how good this is, and it gave me an answer. So like, it gave me this. Like it told me about these, but there's only one set. There's only one set of ear covers. Why are there 2? Grok, I am still very scared and confused. It gave me there's web pages? I don't think this is meant to be a joke. I shouldn't be spending this much time on this, but this fascinates me to no end. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. I guess I'm just stupid. It's clearly something I don't understand. This I do understand. And thankfully, I already voted no. Like 2021, like 2019 to 2021 was a very, very dark time for cosmetics in TF2, where there used to be a very high chance of this getting put into the game. Think about that. Like, this was close, this close to being put in TF2. Not as a joke, but as like an actual official cosmetic. It was this close to being put in the game. That's haunting to think about for me. I don't like that. Yeah, the community chooses, remember? According to Dave Riller. Yeah. Hi Viz. This is interesting. Have I seen this one before? So it's just like the different types of like hazards on here. Do we only get one picture? We have an inspect. That's actually really nice. Well, I'd like to see what the wares look like. Can I see the wares? I mean, I'd like more. I'd like more on this, but this is really good. Like, this is genuinely sick. I like this a lot. But I'd like to see more. I'd like to see the wares. I'd like to see more inspects on different weapons. Like one is not enough. You gotta give me more. You gotta give me more than this. This is still nice though. This is still nice though. Check the collection. Fine, we'll check it out. There's nothing. I'm kidding. There's more. Electrical hazard. Here we go. More pictures of this one. I feel like the yellow is a bit too intense on this one. It's a bit mustardy. I feel like it could be washed out a little bit more. And also the brown's a bit too saturated, but the tread plate's nice. Then we have the bio agent. Again with the kind of, oh, okay, it's copper, not brown. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. It's not bad. I like the copper. The copper is actually my favorite thing about this, but I don't know. I think they kind of nailed the green. I think they nailed the green, honestly. They nailed the green. They nailed the gray. This is actually a really nice composition. I like this one a lot. It's team colored, apparently? I guess it just says blue at the bottom. For whatever reason. It's not actually... Oh, it is. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. It is very subtly team colored. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. No, I think the green does work with the copper. I'm actually kind of a fan of this one. I do like this. It's like they just barely, but also perfectly struck a nice balance. I like it a lot. Shrek coded as hell, hence why I sang Smash Mouth. Or quoted Smash Mouth. And then we have Heavy Duty. I guess these were all made by different people? Like clearly it's a group of people working together. So, I guess some people had different tasks on texture work. This one is not so good. Feels like the scaling on this makes it fuzzy, like or you had like the quality of your texture quality in game was set too low, something. It looks too fuzzy. The color work on this one is fine, but also I would hope this is going to be orientation locked. Hope so. Because if it's not, it's going to look pretty bad. It's acceptable, but I feel like the main texture could be scaled down a little bit and the rivets are a bit too big. But it's okay. Opinions on Shrek 5 teaser? I can't be excited. I can't be excited for it. Because I grew up with Shrek, and it really does not need to be revived. This is just another Hollywood cash grab. And it's gonna be bad. Like, it's gonna be... Like, it's gonna have modern writers, it's gonna have modern influences. Like, if you saw the trailer, it's like referencing, like, Twitter or TikTok memes. Oh, excuse me. Oh, like the movies of the time were referencing pop culture, which is like especially the second one with like the Hollywood references. But that was done in a really cute and charming way. It was really funny, and like it wasn't so overtly like, haha, look at what we're doing. The trailer really felt like, look, haha, we're referencing the meme. Look, they're like dangling the keys in front of you, like, haha, it's so funny. I feel like there's gonna be no, like, all of the cleverness with the original movies is gonna be lost, right? I hope that it's gonna retain the level of cleverness and charm that the original movies had when it came to referencing modern things and like ye old olden times, which I thought it was really good, especially the second one. But I don't know, man. The style change and the tone of the trailer, also fucking Zendaya getting shoved in everything. I don't have my hopes up. Authority figure. Have I seen this before? I have, and it's good. I like it. This belongs with the drill sergeant cap. I like this one. It's just good. Swamp Survivor. It's very green. It's very green, and then the custom wear is just blood. Whoa, that's violent, which is fine. It's a bit much, I'd say. I think you need something else other than green to break this up, or like you have what looks, I guess it's meant to be mud. You could darken that a little bit so it's not all the same, so it's not almost all the same shade. It's almost all the same shade. You need some contrast in here, like brighten this green or darken this mud, just something so it's not so flat. Also, the blood wear is a little much. I feel like this would have been fine if you did, like here in this case, if you had the custom wear be brown, where it was like a muddy wear, then that's good. But then you could have kept like the normal blood paint bucket texture on this one, then have like the blood splatters come in on that, then that would look awesome. But I think this should be like a muddy wear with the same blood splatters, and I think that would look a lot better. Speaking of Shrek, here we are with the Swamp Survivor. Yeah. I don't know. I think a couple of tweaks in this one's okay. And then that one again. I I'm kind of getting burnt out. I know this wasn't as long of a my usual workshopping adventures, because, you know, we started with like 45 minutes of other nonsense at the very beginning, and several side tangents, but I am getting a little gassed out. I apologize. Been going for a few hours now, 3.5 hours of just talking. So I'm gonna cut it off here. So sorry. I know I didn't get through a lot of items, but sometimes it's just how it goes. Last link, fine. I'll do one more, and I'll scroll down to some random spot in the feed and just pick this one. Very old. Eh. I don't know what else to say for it. Eh. I'm gonna call it. I'm done. Other than just, it doesn't look very good. I'm tired. I don't want to talk anymore. That's good enough for me. All right. Stopping the recording. Thanks for watching, YouTube. I apologize for this one being short, but